So if we scroll down a little bit, then you can see the pyramid.
Oh, this is what I like it. You are the top.
Well, actually, no, it's not me. It's not me as a person. It's actually the reader. The reader.
Oh, really? It's not you?
No.
You said me.
Yes, me is that basically if you want to become a truly global person, you have to understand where you come from. You have to understand how you think, how you respond to things, what are your cultural values, what is your understanding of the world. Because once you understand yourself, you're capable of understanding the other person. So, for example, if I am communicating with a Japanese person, I might become a little bit frustrated or irritated or confused by what's happening, because let's say, for example, that I'm trying to run the agenda and trying to set an agenda for a negotiation, and we discuss a point, we move on to the next point on the agenda, and then the person on the other side is getting back to the points that we've already discussed, or asking, so it does not really follow the agenda. Then I would, as a Dutch person, I would get irritated, because I say, oh, we already discussed this. We are now discussing somebody else, some other point. We've already covered this point. We came to a conclusion, so let's move on. Let's make progress. But when I'm aware of my own thinking, when I'm aware that I think it's important that we follow the agenda in order to come to an end, then I also realize that why I become irritated, because apparently the other person doesn't have the same model as me in his or her mind.
Yes.
Apparently this person is looking at it from a more of a holistic point, more of a holistic view, not so much in the model and in the agenda that we created based on that model,
yes.
but more
different world. Different
right.
world. Right?
So basically, why did I put me on the top? Because me actually is that is your training, Unno-san. That is Japanese spirit.
Well, what is this me? Not you?
No, me.
What is it?
Okay, let's go one step by one, because actually the pyramid goes from the bottom to the top.
Yeah, what is the abbreviation of me?
Me is me. It is
you.
Me as a client, as a customer.
Oh, customer. Okay.
As a customer of the training program.
Okay, I understand. Go ahead.
Okay. So basically, we have three colors. Three colors, they represent a different part of the training. So the red element is the mastering the language element. Then orange is to relate and engage, and that is basically familiarizing yourself with Western culture. That is basically most of what we have done in Unno School, all the different programs that we did, whatever is playing a role from studying local economies, local circumstances, to talking about Panama, to the Panama Papers, to everything basically. So that is something that we need to tailor towards the field of business of the customer, right? So then on top of that, there's the developing practical skills. Those are the skills that you need, that everybody needs. So it's presentation, negotiation, debate. And then green are the leadership skills. That is how to gain trust and how to get to know yourself.
By the way, this is your idea? You created?
Yes.
By the way, are you going to explain it line by line, right? But I don't understand.
Right, yes.
Relate and engage. I don't understand well. You said
okay.
orange.
I will
Orange is applicable all level in your organization. All level.
Yes.
What does it mean?
It basically means it's for junior staff, it's for middle management, and it's for top management.
What's the context?
The content is basically, okay, our organization is going to operate in Germany, for example.
Yeah.
Knowing something about German economy, about German society, about German cultural values, about immigration problems, about German role in politics within Europe, that is something that is relevant to everybody who's involved in Germany, who has a relationship with that. So it is not limited to junior staff. It's also applicable for middle management and top management.
Okay. Including religion and customs and business.
Yes.
Attire and everything else.
Everything else, yeah.
Okay. What is above level blue is practical skills.
Those are practical skills. So present and persuade, and then above that is debating, debate and persuade, and above that is negotiate and win.
Negotiate?
Negotiate and win.
Persuade.
Yeah.
Negotiate, debate. 3 level is how do you differentiate 3 of those?
But basically, there are 3 different programs.
Or also you consider for the laddering up each by each?
Yes. So basically, it starts with presenting and debating. That's the lowest level of the.
You mean present means presentation?
Yes.
And
I tell you, it's necessary. It's very necessary.
Yeah, I understand, but it's kind of how I'm going to express you, but just a moment, just this one.
Straight. Why do you feel so? I don't understand.
Oh, this one is okay. Well, maybe English is something not straight meaning. This one, justify, not with fails, but justification or reasoning. Not fails, okay? Justification. It means because presentation, negotiation including debate and presentation, right?
Right.
He told me.
So
you told me before. And debate,
right.
Okay, just presentation, the debate, okay, it's understandable. Persuade, yes, persuade. Takashi, do you understand this laddering up, differentiated for 3 of those?
Yeah.
Do you understand? Okay, English skill, relate is just recognition of this country's specifics and demographies and economy and so forth. And then after you understand that, you're going to try to train presentation skill. Presentation skill including how to persuade their client, their customer, and so forth. Then laddering up to skill get debate. Debate is communication skill. Then finally you're going to reach into negotiation skill.
Right.
Right? Then you can get trust from client. So that's country, right?
So the idea is basically, so first we need to have English language skills. That's the infrastructure, right? So that the infrastructure. Then the content is in the relate and engage. So to understand what is driving somebody, why, what is somebody's history, what is somebody's culture, in order to understand a little bit about his context, where he's coming from. So you need to understand your audience. You need to understand the people you're talking to before you can actually reach them, interest them, and actually persuade them. So if you don't understand, if you try to give a presentation to an audience without understanding them, you run the risk that you are talking to yourself, that you are not reaching the other side. So that's why it's important that you first kind of like study what the other side is, where they come from and who they are, before you can actually effectively present and persuade. So that's why I follow this order, because of that reason. Because without understanding your audience, you cannot give an effective presentation.